AFC Championship game breakdown with Kyle Long, who is going to be in Denver for the NFL Today and the NFL Today Plus. It's the Patriots, and it seems like everybody's picking the Patriots because Bo Nix is out, Jarrett Stidham is in. Why do you think this is going to be a lot more interesting than maybe a lot of the public might think at this point?
Hold your horses there, Chris Hassel. There's a lot of people on the Patriots, but there was two people that sat at the desk with you yesterday that were in on the who?
You were one of them.
The Broncos. Broncos country. Now, I'm getting the Broncos +5 in that pick that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But in this conversation, it's important to point out both lines of scrimmage will be dominated by the Denver Broncos. And if you value football, the man's game that I always value and the way that I enjoyed playing it, and so many of my compadres enjoyed playing it, it was physically at the line of scrimmage. It was mismatching across the board. Our guys are better than yours. So if I'm the Denver Broncos, even with a backup quarterback, I feel pretty damn good about where we're at, okay? I'm breaking down some of this tape yesterday, and I'm watching Nick Bonito run around not only a tackle, but a chipper and a running back and find a way to get home on the quarterback. I'm watching Zach Allen on the inside of the line of scrimmage take up not one, not two, three guys to free up one of his other rushers. I'm watching two linebackers in the A-gap putting stress on the center, the guard, and the tackle pre-snap, and then dropping out, and then a nickel coming. There are eyes everywhere against this defense, and even if your eyes are right, it's probably a 50-50 chance you're going to get one of these guys blocked. I think that's a damn good spot for the Broncos defensively. Now, the big question is the quarterback. Jarrett Stidham, he's playing behind a great offensive line. All the good things I can say about the defensive front, I can say about that offensive line as well. Now, the New England Patriots have a great defense, okay? And the X factor here is the fact that Bo Nix is a guy who is really mobile. And last year, we've talked about this all season long. The thing that Bo Nix improved last year at the end of the season was that he was able to cut the field in half, use his legs, threaten the second level of the defense, and make plays creatively. And he's been clutch. They don't have any of that right now. Jarrett Stidham can move, but he ain't Bo Nix, okay? And I don't care what you say about Jarrett Stidham, what you've seen on tape, he doesn't have that clutch factor of the 52 other guys on the sideline during the timeout before the 2-minute drive. They feel really damn good with Bo Nix with the football in his hand. Let's hope that they feel good enough about the team that's on the field so that they can feel good if Jarrett Stidham gets the football back to say, hey, we're going to go win this thing. Because unfortunately for them, on the other sideline is a real young star in Drake May. And he's been fantastic. His accuracy with the football is really uncomparable in the National Football League. His ability to have high completion percentage and take care of the football. Now, he hasn't been this far in the playoffs. He hasn't been to Denver in the playoffs, and you and I both know that's a tough spot to play.
Well, put yourself in that Denver locker room. You mentioned that the great lines of scrimmage that they have, specifically the offensive line.
Yeah.
If you're there, you've got Stidham coming in.
Oh, yeah.
What do you say to him?
You relish this opportunity as an offensive lineman to say, no. Bo Nix has been fantastic, but he ain't here. He ain't walking back in that door. This is on us. You rally your guys. You circle the wagons. And I know that's cliche, but this is a true circle your wagons moment, okay? Get in the stable. You start neighing with one another, Broncos, okay? Figure it out, because you can take over this game. And 20 years from now, when you come back with your family, 30 years from now, when you come back with your grandkids, there's going to be pictures on the wall of the offensive lineman holding up Jarrett Stidham, or the offensive lineman finishing a block on 4th and 1 in goal-to-go situations. This is huge stuff, okay? This is what you dream about. Skill players, they have the basketball in the driveway. 3, 2, offensive linemen, okay, we get in our stance and the ball's snapped and we roll our guy off the ball and then they score. That's what we dream about. So for the Broncos, this is like a dream situation, and you're at home.
Yeah. No, look, you're the heaviest home underdog in a conference.
It's a Paramount movie.
1970, and it's on Paramount Plus this weekend. On the New England side, you're facing a team that is the best pass rushing team we've seen in quite a while in the NFL. And you've given up 5+ sacks in each of your first 2 playoff games. What kind of an issue are the Patriots having on that offensive line that they may have to fix in this game?
Well, first and foremost, they've got a rookie at left tackle who many people thought from a length standpoint in the arms wasn't long enough to play tackle in the National Football League. I was a guy who was in a very similar position. I ended up getting moved to guard by the Chicago Bears. Now, I think Will Campbell is going to be just fine at tackle in the NFL. I do think he would be a better guard, though. And that's kind of shown up here because at different depths, you get different sharks. And now that we're we're in the playoffs, there's some big-ass sharks that are doing some freaky-ass things. And he's seeing no different this week against Bonito, Cooper, and Allen. So with the pressure package and the guys that he's going to be playing against, it's tough. The guy that I'm concerned about is Allen, though, because Allen is right there down the gun barrel for Drake May. And everything that he sees will be impacted by what Zach Allen is able to do. I'm a firm believer in you have to firm up the interior part of the pocket. That has to be paramount for your install, for your scheme. And I think Josh McDaniels, more than anybody, priority 1 is protection, priority 2 is protection for Drake May. So I think they're going to handle the inside and hope to step up by these edge rushers who are physical specimens. Nick Bonito, his ability to get out of his stance quicker than the offensive tackle is what really forces these offensive tackles to get out of their technique. And when they get out of their technique, he makes them look really bad, Chris.
Well, Drake May's been sacked 10 times this postseason. He's fumbled 6 times this postseason. We've seen what that Denver defense has done to the best quarterbacks in the NFL this season. How do you see it playing out?
I really do think that the Denver Broncos are going to cause havoc for New England Patriots and Drake May in the backfield. But the thing that I fear, if I'm a Denver Broncos fan, is the greatness of Drake May. And I think we've seen it before with these quarterbacks from New England. But they haven't done it this way in Denver. So you have to lean on that confidence. I am going to be picking the Denver Broncos to keep it within 5. I think it's a toss-up on picking the game, actually. But I would not be surprised if the lines of scrimmage for the Denver Broncos took over and we saw Jarrett Stidham going to the next round.
Wow. Do you change anything offensively? Do you want anything to change offensively? If you're the Broncos, you got the great, brilliant offensive mind, Sean Payton, now that you have Stidham instead of Nix?
Well, I think both sides of the ball, I think both teams understand that the Broncos want to start physically. They want to get the run game going early. But if I'm Sean Payton, a guy who is a master in confidence and instilling confidence in a quarterback, he's going to let his guy, he's not wet behind the ears, Stidham. He's been in the league since 2019, 2018.
Yeah, Patriots drafted him.
He is going to get the football out of his hands on easy, layup type balls early and often. And like I said, people think Bo Nix is out. Oh, they're not going to spread the field out in terms of the legs of the quarterback. I want to see that early from Jarrett Stidham. Mirror that same offense, because that's the thing that those receivers are comfortable with, the tight ends are comfortable with, the offensive line is comfortable protecting in that fashion, run fakes, heavy run fakes, understanding the quarterback's going to be away from you. I want to see that from Sean Payton early.
Winner goes to Santa Clara with the Super Bowl 60. Who do you see the winner of this game facing out of the NFC?
It's going to be really tough, but I think that the Seattle Seahawks look like an absolute bully right now, and I anticipate that they will win the football game.
All right, Seattle Seahawks the pick to win the NFC against the LA Rams. Thinks it's pretty much a toss-up in Denver, even though it's a 5.5-point spread. And that is the largest for a home team in a championship game since 1970. We'll see it unfold on CBS, 3 o'clock Eastern Time kick. But Kyle Long will be part of the coverage on the NFL Today Plus beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and then the NFL Today at 1 Eastern.